Postal here. So today we're taking out our Spitfire 9. We've got an XP54. I think it should actually be pretty well built to take that thing on, other than lack of speed. XP54 people, I don't know this guy, tend to think they're fighters and outmaneuver everything. So what are we gonna do? We do need to be capturing some sectors first. You know what? Let's go get this garrison first. I think, where's our B-32 going? That's actually, okay, never mind. He's coming over there. So I'm gonna go to this place. Capture this garrison. I'm assuming he's gonna go this way and pick wherever he goes. Which one of these guys is he? It doesn't matter. He's not going to this spot, so I'm going to capture this one. So why am I taking out the Spitfire 9? Well, I haven't flown the Spitfire 9 in a very long time. And I'm working on the Spitfire 16 missions. Both Tier 7 British fighters. There's not a whole lot of difference between the two planes, actually, on paper. Looks like the Spitfire 16 is going to have a little bit better maneuverability and a little bit worse altitude performance. We shall see, I suppose. The Spitfire 9 was kind of like the most meh of the Spitfires for me. I mean, not that it's bad by any means. It's just, it's a plane. The Spitfire 1, you know, and the Spitfire 5 both have excellent balance, just strong enough guns to be relevant. You know, good maneuverability, but still okay airspeed, okay altitude performance, yada, yada, yada. I suppose the Spitfire 9 is of the same ilk. The difference is the Spitfire 9 is going to run into Tier 8 planes that can just cause all kinds of issues for a plane like this that has just barely good enough airspeed, right? If you've got just barely good enough airspeed, some Tier 9s are going to just wreck your freaking life. Tier 8s, excuse me. And so Spitfire 9 was just kind of a plane to get through. Again, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was just a plane. Spitfire 14 at Tier 8, absolutely love it. Great plane, don't see it all that often anymore, but really well balanced as far as abilities is concerned. So you'd think, okay, well, Spitfire 9, you don't really, didn't stand out, wasn't your favorite or anything like that, so you're not going to be, in a super crazy good mood to get a Spitfire 16. And, I mean, yes, to a small extent, I'm not, jazzed about getting a Spitfire 16, but it is a free premium if you want to grind out the missions, which I do. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to get this Spitfire 16 for free. There are a lot of people that really actually like the Spitfire 9 a bunch, and like I said, it's not a bad plane. It's just not my favorite. But I mean, I've seen some people with 7 marks on this plane, just absolutely jazzed about the Spitfire 9. Go. Oh, I got both those planes. That's awesome. The other one burned out. So let's keep moving here. I'm going to defend the heck out of the center, I suppose. We've got a B-32, so he's going to capture everything. I am still working on these Spitfire 16 missions, which is kill enemy planes, which means no air defense aircraft count towards this mission. No bombing runs. Not that there's going to be any bombing runs on this particular map. And so, you know, killing these types of planes is exactly what we want to be doing. So let's try to kill him. Unfortunately, there's a lack of speed. Even at Tier 7, you can see something like a P-47 completely getting away from me. Not really worried about anything on this particular battle. There's nothing that can really outturn me. The only thing that could be a pain in the butt would be an XP-54 if he wants to be. Yeah, I mean, the LA-9RD, probably not, though, just because I should have the same maneuverability, if not slightly better than him. XP-54 doing XP-54 things, trying to dogfight a multi-role fighter, which, I mean, they can do, but if I was him, I'd be paying attention to, you know, me, but I'm not him. And who am I to tell him how to play? Who am I to complain about an XP-54 pilot not completely owning the battle? No complaints, right? Alright, so yeah, the thing, this Spitfire 16 is kind of a weird plane. Like, the issue with Spitfire 9, if there is an issue, is never the maneuverability. So getting more maneuverability is like, okay, is this supposed to help something that we don't even know about? It was always the speed that I would like to have more of on the Spitfire 9. Simply because tier 8, right? Can we get some cheeky kills here? The answer is hopefully. Hello, Tornado. This game's gonna be over pretty quickly. So let's just try to get as many enemy aircraft kills as possible. Doing Spitfire things is what we're doing, is really what it comes down to here. Keep defending the heck out of a sector. You know, we've got a plane. It's really important that you identify your team and the enemy team. We've got a plane that we know can capture the sectors. His biggest issue would be something like the F7F, but the F7F doesn't seem like it wants to do that job. And so we know the B-32 is just going to capture as many sectors as it wants to, and that's going to be the game. We just play defense, get the kills that we can get for this mission. I think we did pretty darn well, and we move along. Not going to be able to kill him before the game's over, I don't think. Especially if I miss all my shots. And we'll get a bunch of freaking medals. Of course, we get a McCampbell. I seem to be getting McCampbells like they're going out of style. But it's probably because I don't need a McCampbell right now. I will need that later for the missions. So overall, pretty darn good battle. Like so many battles that you do well in, it's putting your plane in position to excel. What's the best sector? What's the best situation? Let's head back. Alright, so we'll get 13 of our 16 kills were actually enemy aircraft. Keep in mind, enemy aircraft, no air defense aircraft, no bombing runs. And so, a lot of these missions are just time-based. I mentioned that in my dispatch Friday. It's not that they're difficult, it's just you need to be focused on, if you're trying to be efficient with the missions, you need to be focused on exactly what those missions are. This first mission is enemy aircraft kills. So don't go out there just killing a bunch of air defense aircraft, capturing sectors and not killing enemy aircraft. It's going to take you a lot longer in that kind of situation. 16 overall kills, though. 2 captured sectors, which is all we needed. And again, take a step back and I say, okay, my B-32 is going to capture a bunch of sectors. Unless the F7F or XP-54 do something about it, and they didn't really seem to do anything about it. It just allowed us to camp the center, which is what Spitfires do so well. And by camping the center and just, you know, owning sectors, owning the sector that needed to be owned, we were able to have a really good game out of it. This is my 3rd battle since I bought back the Spitfire 9. I just got this pilot to 100%, and you can see my equipment. So quick note about this plane specifically, but this type of plane in general. If I don't have a turnish type plane specialized, my equipment tends to lean in on the maneuverability. The reason being is because if I try to put a speed equipment here, a polished skin for the one equipment slot, the airspeed difference is going to be negligible, but my maneuverability is going to take a hit based on that. And so I'd rather, on a plane like this that doesn't have speed to save it anyway, I'd rather lean in on the maneuverability, which is going to save my plane more often than not. So I've leaned in on the equipment. Lightweight wing frame on this plane. A mid-tier and low-tier fighters, you just put a sight on it. That's the only really good equipment when you're on a fighter. And so being a tier 7 fighter, I'm putting the improved collimator sight on this particular plane. As far as my consumables are, very basic for me. First aid package, pneumatic control assist, and universal ammo. Keep in mind, pneumatic control assist is not for everybody. I tend to keep this so if I have to get stuck in a battle with an A7M or a specialized Spitfire 14 or something like that, I might be able to stay alive a little bit longer. Very often, emergency control system might be the better way to go. Again, it just matters your playstyle. This plane is relatively durable, but it does get its wings knocked out from time to time. And so the emergency control system is not a bad thing to have on here. And it'll definitely be the second consumable that I put on here once I specialize the Spitfire IX. My pilot, I just threw this pilot on here. This is a Spitfire 1A pilot, which is a premium Tier 5 plane that I don't actually have. So unfortunately, these 2 points right here for the Spitfire Mark 1A Master are completely wasted as of right now. And so yeah, so really this is only a 5-point pilot. I've got this final dash, which is a special skill for this particular pilot, and then I've gone ahead and put marksman 1 on here just to get my cannons and machine guns hitting a little bit more accurately. That being said, one of the things that you can do with this particular plane is utilize the ability to separate your guns on your keyboard. So I have secondary gun armament set up to my C key, meaning that I can fire my machine guns here without firing my 20mm cannons. Well, why the hell would you want to do that, Postal? Well, the reason I would want to do that is so when I do overheat my 20mm cannons, I can just switch to the C key, and it'll continue to fire the machine guns and allow my 20mm cannons to cool off. And so I can continue to do little bits of damage, continue to fire them, because you know 50mm Brownings are not going to be doing, they're not going to be overheating anytime soon. And so taking that, allowing the machine guns to continue to hit, and then cooling off the 20mm cannons, and then re-engaging them once they've cooled off, just allows you to continue to do damage, kill some of those targets that you might not necessarily otherwise kill. And it can be very, very helpful. So keep that in mind. There are perks to having machine guns still on this plane. As much as I would have loved to have 4 20mm cannons on this plane, there's something to be said about being able to continually fire your Brownings. So this is the Spitfire IX. I don't think I've done a video on this. Definitely haven't done one in a very long time, if I've ever done a video on this plane, to be honest. And it's going to be pretty similar to the Spitfire 16 that you've got the ability to earn with these special missions that are going on right now. The plane's going to look a little different. Your wingtips are going to be clipped on the Spitfire 16, which allows for better maneuverability at low altitude, but doesn't allow for you to go as high. And the Spitfire IX doesn't go very high to begin with, so to have even worse altitude, we'll see. Once I earn that plane, I'll definitely post a video on it and see what my takeaway is from it. Anywho, hope you enjoyed this particular video. I'd love to hear your comments on the Spitfire IX. I've already ran into somebody that had a specialized Spitfire 16, so kudos to him, but I didn't reach out to him to ask him how he enjoyed the plane. But yeah, I'm going to keep plugging along. I've got some more enemy aircraft to kill. Hope you have a great day. I will catch you later. Bye.